Hello everyone, Chantel here, and today I am going to show you how to add binding to a blanket. So this is what you need. Of course, you'll need a sewing machine. You'll need matching thread for the top and bottom. You'll need the fabric that you're using to sew, binding for the blanket, scissors, and thread ripper. And you will really need pins. Okay, so I am going to show you the basic steps of adding this to where you don't have to sew a blanket and flip it inside out and then do the secure sewings around it. This is it's not quicker, but it's more simple than all of those other steps, which I'll actually make a video showing you how to do that. But today we're gonna do this, and I'm so excited to show you all. All right, let's get started. All right, so first what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this out. And I forgot to mention, I actually got this from Walmart for about $4.99. This is binding tape, single fold, and it's actually good for what I'm going to show you. Single fold, it's only folded once. There's double fold, and there's some that's a lot thinner than this, but for this particular blanket I want to use this. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to take your fabric. I usually start at a corner, but the way I'm going to do this, we can't start at a corner. Also, this binding tape is about 4, almost 5 yards, and this fabric is only a yard, which I got from Hobby Lobby. It is $12.99 a yard, but if you purchase while it is on sale, you'll get 40% off. If you don't, then you can always use the coupon, but the coupon is only good for one thing. So it's best to use that for something that's like not on sale. And what I'm doing right now is when they cut it, it kind of veered off. So I'm evening that out. See? Scissors come in handy. Okay, so there's the corner. So we're going to start a little bit lower. And what you're going to do is you're going to take the binding tape, which it is already finished. So you can see it is already sealed and tapered, so you don't have to worry about doing that. So what you're going to do is you're going to take it, line it up right there at that crease, and you're going to fold it down. Now this is why we need pins, because we're actually going to go around this entire blanket doing this. It's good to use, like, you can use hair clippies or something like that, because when you do this it may leave marks or whatever. We can actually check really quick. It usually does good for me. So I still pin, but depending on what kind you get, it may not do that, and then it might. Okay, so we're just going to pin this all the way around. Make sure that you can actually feel it right there. And if you need to look, just open it up. You can just open it up and you can see it's right there at the crease. So you just pin it down. You don't have to put them super close. You can put them like a little bit away. I usually just go with my eye on it. I don't have like the exact measurements to do it. Some may be spaced out more, some might not be. Make sure you be careful while you're doing this, because you can poke yourself. It's not super bad, but if you poke yourself deep enough, it may bleed a little bit, and you don't want that, because it may get on the fabric. And if you're making this for someone, you don't want blood on it. And as we all know, stains are hard to get out. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pin this all the way down, and I will be back to show you how you do it for the corner. Alright, so I have this side pinned and I actually made it to the corner. Now, I'm going to try to show you as best I can from this angle so you can see. So please excuse me if it gets, you know, like a little complicated to see or something. I'm trying to make sure that I show you as best as I can. Okay, so we have that pinned right there. You're going to leave some space for that. And what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and you're going to take the other side and you're going to place it in there. I hope I'm being understandable. I don't want to confuse anyone. Alright, so we're going to fold it over. And we're going to go ahead and pin this side. Alright, so now what you do is, as you can see, there's this that's right there. So you're going to take the point of it and you're going to fold it over. And I know you're like, oh, well, that's not right. It doesn't look right. It's folded over. So what you do is you fold it over one more time, all the way up to the top. And you try to make sure, if you need to fold it over, if any extra, make sure that it meets up right here at this corner. Let me pick it up so you can see. Because if you fold it over too far, it's like this. But if you fold it over nice and good, it'll actually meet up right there at that point. And make sure that you do the back as well. You have to do the back exactly how you did the front. So that is already folded over once. So we're going to fold it over again. Hope you can see that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to pin it in place. Make sure you get the back as well. You do not want to forget the back, because if one side is good, the other side is not, it's going to be kind of tacky. And we don't want that. Let's make sure the back is even. All right, there we go. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and finish pinning all the way around here, and I will be back to show you how to sew it all together. Okay, so I wanted to show you all. I have it pinned all the way around. I'm actually at the end of it now, and I wanted you to see how you could do this. I cut it a little bit over the last piece that was right there. So what you can do is you can either fold it under like this and place it on there, or you could do like this and do it at an angle. And of course you do the other side as well. It's really up to you. But what I am going to do is actually I'm going to fold it under. This is how I usually do it. So we're going to fold that under. Make sure it's folded on both sides. Be sure that it's all even. And then you can pin it in place. Now you can pin it in place. Alright, so we have the blanket all pinned up everywhere and around it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to sew it. And what you can do is you can change the stitch out, which is, I'm going to use the zigzag, which is number 3. So let's change it to number 3. And I'm actually going to space it out some so it don't be so close together. So you can focus and you can see. Alright. Now how I usually do this, which everyone is different, but this is how I do it because it's actually a little easier. I start at my corners. So what we're going to do is we're going to line the corner up right there and start out a little bit. Now as you're sewing, you're going to have to take that off. But first we need to try to get this stitch down. Alright, always back stitch. Alright, now let's pull that pin out. Let the pressure foot back down. Now while you're doing this, you're actually getting the other side as well. And then if you don't, you can always go back and do it again. Now, back stitch. Alright, raise the needle up. Oh, excuse me. Let me see. It looks great. Now let's look at the back side. And we got it. Now if you don't get it when you sew the front side, you can always turn it over and line it back up and do it from that side. So please do not get frustrated if you don't get it. When I first started doing this, I did not get it the first time. So I'm telling you, it happens. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and finish doing the corners, and then I'll come back to show you how to do the edges. So I will be right back. Okay, so I actually went ahead and I did the same thing right here where I folded the fabric at, which is the end of the blanket. I did the same thing that I did on the corners. Now, since I've been sewing for so long and this is basically my job, my business, I have tags. I will provide the website link to where I got my tags from. They actually do a buy one get one free, so I actually got about 200 of these. So I'm gonna put that right there up under it. Lower the pressure foot and let's start. Now, don't forget back stitch. And continue. I'll zoom in some so you can see. And this is the reason why the pins come in handy, because this is a big blanket. So you don't want anything shifting. Now when you're sewing it, the reason why we do the zigzag is because it's catching this side and this side. So it's going back and forth like that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go all the way around with this, and I will be right back to show you how it comes out. One more thing I want to show you is, just in case you haven't seen my other video, when you're going around a corner, this is what you do. So once you get to that corner, I'm sorry, my light went out. Okay, once you get to that corner, you're going to raise the pressure foot up. You're going to pivot your fabric. Lower the pressure foot, and then you're going to continue sewing. Do not raise the needle. If you raise the needle, it would lose its position. Do not raise the needle. Just raise the pressure foot and let it down. All right. All right, so the blanket is finished. And look, it looks really good. And there's my tag. I actually have to put a Mickey Mouse cutout on here, so I will add a photo of how it looks once all of that is completely finished. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope I was able to help someone. Again, thank you for watching, and have a very, very good day.